Hello there. Hospital reporters, pride and dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to Herpanwo TV. Right, there's been a few updates on my video Long Lost UFO Photos. I'm sorry if I haven't been on YouTube for quite a long time, because I know a lot of you have left me messages and comments, and there's been a video response too, which I'll come to in a minute. But let me just explain first of all. I've actually the reason I haven't been online much lately is because I have been struck down with shingles. I'm not very well at the moment, unfortunately. The reason I'm topless at the moment is not because I'm going to do another naked sex video like the one I did a couple of months ago, which upset a lot of you. The reason is because if I wear a shirt, it actually is quite painful. I've got these lesions. See, these are shingles lesions. Now these are actually very painful indeed. They're very sore. I've had eczema before, but I tell you, this is far worse. This is much worse. I hope they go away quickly. I'm turbocharging my immune system at the moment with extra fruit and veg and things like that. You know, I'm hoping it'll go away soon. I look a bit like Tree Boritney, really, don't I? If I had a bit more hair and a beard. Reptilian channeling. No, actually, I quite like that guy. Actually, he's quite cool, quite interesting. Anyway, what's happened is, after I made the video, Long Lost UFO Photo Update, I offered several of you the chance to view the original 1200 DPI scan of the print of the UFO photo. Several of you took me up on that offer, including Itsabomberscope. Now, what IBS did, he actually has done an experiment which he filmed, and the hypothesis was that, and what I actually captured on that video was a flying insect. What he did was he put his, is it a he or she? I think it's a he. He stuck his camera outside and pointed it at the sky, and captured a few flying insects, bugs as you Americans call them, flying past the camera. Now the film is up on YouTube now. It's actually posted as a response to the Long Lost UFO Photo Update video that I put on there. I appreciate him doing this. Thanks, IBS. This is the kind of input I'm looking for. Now what's happened is, I asked IBS to send me some stills from the film, which I can examine, which actually show the insects in greater detail, and I'm going to examine those stills now. This is the first one, and there's the insect there. The problem is there's no perspective on this video, because it's shot completely up at the sky, so you can't tell how far away or how close these objects are. You can't really very easily on mine either, actually, because objects in the sky are always very hard to gauge the distance. And there's nothing really much you can do about that, unfortunately, unless there's something gets in between, like clouds or something gets in between. So that's not a criticism at all. That is very obviously some kind of insect. It looks like a bee or something. You can see its shape very clearly. This is the second photo, again. Slightly further away, perhaps. We've got a little tree there. We've got a bit of tree in the corner there, which gives you some idea of the position of the camera in relation to the sky. And there's low cloud. So obviously this is not a high-flying aircraft or anything. Again, its shape is, you can see its body and wings. There's another object there. I wonder what that is. Much further away. Probably another insect. There's a slight halo around it. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask IBS to look into that. As you see here, it's very clearly, again, an insect shape. Slightly less distinct than the last one. Ditto this one. In fact, it's very you can actually see the different segments of the body, because the thorax and abdomen, you know, so it's a very obvious insect picture there, and trees again in the corner of the photo. Right, now this is the most interesting one of all, and it's most like the one I took. We have an object there, this is the last, which is still an insect, you can see, but it's much less distinct. There's a distinct blurring on there. Now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and have a closer look. Right, there's definitely, you can see, you can still make out the shape, basically, the wings and body, but the rest of it it's quite unclear, you know. And this is the shot which I took here. This is the shot of. This is the original shot, which you can see about, which I talk about in the other videos. I'll just zoom in again on the camera, just on the object, just to compare it. Takes a while because this is a big file. Actually, 1200 DPI was actually the biggest I could get for this particular window, this particular viewer. I did actually upload some more detailed scans from the scanner I used. It's not my own scanner, but unfortunately they wouldn't open with this Windows Picture Effects viewer. Right, that is the object. Now, the first view is obviously this. I'm not sure if you can actually compare these two very well. Firstly, because of the resolution's different. Obviously the means of capture was different too. What IBS did was a stills. It's actually a still from a movie camera. This is actually originally a Polaroid 35mm film, which is scanned in. I honestly cannot say this is not an insect, or maybe a bird or something. I really can't prove that IBS is wrong in this case. I don't think that the images that he sent me and this image are actual good comparisons. However, you know, he does make the point that objects can sometimes, you know, when they're blurred or there's not enough resolution, can look different to how they're supposed to be. Now the actual camera I used was, as I said, it was a Polaroid 35mm film single-use disposable camera, and this is it. I think it looks very much like the one I use. I'm not sure it's the exact same model. I think it is SL60. I think it's called. Now, these cameras have, like I said, they're just little cameras with single-use films in. You use them and throw them away afterwards. They're sort of obsolete nowadays with the advent of cheap digitals, and you can't really buy them very easily. And very few people use them. There's very little need for them now. But there's the only controls on the camera I remember, because it was the wind-on screw, because you just go like that, wind it on manually till you hear a click, and that means that the next frame is in place. And the button on the front here, you can't see the wind-on screw. The wind-on screw is at the back. The button on the front, which takes the shot. That's the shutter operation. Now, I don't know what the shutter speed was, because there was no shutter speed control. As I was explaining, you couldn't adjust the shutter speed, and as you see here, you know, this is quite a badly taken photo actually, because you have a contrast problem in that really the shutter speed was too slow to really capture this foreground in very, very good detail. If it had done, then possibly the sky behind would have been whited out anyway, so it's not really the ideal kind of camera to use for this kind of shot. But I mean, I'm not an expert on photography, but you know, if I can speculate, you know, if you're using a camera with a fixed shutter speed, then you probably make that speed about average. In the same way that a single-geared bicycle tends to have sort of mid-range gear, you know, it's neither high nor low. So I imagine the shutter speed is probably fairly an average shutter speed. Oh well. I appreciate your input, IBS. I really do, and I'm glad. I thank you for taking the time to do this experiment. At the end of the day, this is inconclusive. You sound fairly sure that what I captured in Scotland in 1988 was a bug. I think you're a bit too sure, actually. You know, it's no way you can be absolutely certain of this. Although at the same time, it's quite a reasonable conclusion to come to, and it is possible that you are correct. I don't really see how we can find out now. This is very, very tantalising. This is not the best piece of evidence in the world. As I said, it's not a close encounter. Anyway, I appreciate you doing this, mate. I really do. And the rest of you, thank you for watching Hapanwo TV. Hopefully I'll be back in my usual attire, and I'll be out and about making videos in the great outdoors pretty soon. I'm turbocharging my immune system, trying to get rid of these nasty welts on my body. I hope you don't get shingles. Anyway, thanks for watching Her Panwo TV. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, stop the New World Order.